Let's look at this requirement that came in Encarta community from Jonathan. Requirement here is, or question from Jonathan here is, you have different work centers, and by week, I want to see success rate by week and also by different work center. So by each week, success rate here is number of successful calls divided by total number of calls. Now, if you have too many work centers, this chart doesn't show much value because there are so many lines here because coloring dimension here is work center. Now, question here is, how do I limit this so that I only show top and work center by number of calls? So let's see how you can do this in Encarta. To do this, I prepared a sample data and loaded that in Encarta. Let's review this data. Okay, so let's do the same chart that we just saw there. I'm going to use this line chart and then a week number, and let's add a formula for coloring dimension, and let's do number of successful calls divided by total number of calls. Okay, what's going on here? Sorry, it was coloring dimension. I should have added that here, and let's paste that formula and validate this. So let's call it success rate, and let's make sure that we have this selected here, %. And then let's also add coloring dimension, which is work center. Now you see here, this is showing me for 9 different work centers that I have in my sample data. And I just want to show it for like maybe 3 or 4, top 4 by number of calls. Okay, how do I do that? Now it's pretty easy to do that in Encarta, but only thing it requires is to create another table with work center and ranking of work center by total number of calls. Let me show you that. So for that, what I've done is I've created another table, and in this table I've used a SQL in MV, and all the SQL is doing is it is returning by work center, total number of calls, and rank. So if number of calls are maximum for a particular work center, the rank for that will be 1. Let's look at that. I can just bring it here and save it so that we can see this data side by side. Let me move this next to this. That's easier to see. Okay, so I can see the rank for different work center by number of calls, right? So WC7 looks like it's doing pretty good in terms of total number of calls, number 1 here. Now I want to pick and choose top n. So maybe I want to see this chart for top 3. Now a way to do that is let's create a presentation variable and we'll use inquiry filter. Okay, and let's call it top n centers by number of calls. Let's give some name to it, and let's make it integer. Default, I want to see top 3. Click on that. Okay, now let's use this to filter it. I can use individual filter, inside filter here by just dragging, because here I want to pick top n of work center. So I want to apply this filter on a work center using inquiry filter. And here I can use query function and get all the work centers from this table where rank is smaller than equal to $P1. Let's click on done and then save this. So default value is 3 here, so it's showing me this for top 3 work centers by number of calls, which are 4, 7, and 8, and that's what we see, 4, 7, and 8. If I need to see top 5, all I need to do is change this, apply it, so this is showing me top 5. Hope this helps.